Oh, wow. Holy shit. I just came back from seeing Bumblebee. And, wow. They finally made a great Transformers movie. They made a okay one. Pretty good, I'd say, actually. Back in the day. Mr. Mychal Bay. That rhymed. I'm a fan of the first Transformers movie that Mychal Bay directed, up until the last half hour where it devolves into a fucking... I don't know what, because you can't fucking tell what's happening. All the fucking Transformers are like, just tumbling around like this. How the fuck are you supposed to tell what's happening? He did eventually learn his lesson, on the other films, but he traded close-ups for slow motion, which is annoying. On top of that, the other ones all fucking stank. But Bumblebee, from the opening of this movie, you know you're in for some fucking Transformers, and it goes, and it doesn't stop, and it's number one, it's fun, okay? It's a fun movie. You're going to sit there and you're going to be like, this is so fucking good. On top of that, so much heart. Oh my God. I may have shed some manly man tears at some point. Maybe 3. And not just because it was, like, sad. There's definitely sad scenes and it makes you go, oh, and then... But just the dedication to trying to right the fucking ship on this series and trying to fix... Just design-wise, the Transformers are so much better than they've looked in these movies before. They all look different. For one, you can go, hey, that's Optimus Prime. These are some Transformer-ass Transformers, and they did it. Fucking. If you like Transformers, you're gonna like this movie. This is directed by Travis Knight, who was an animation director. He was the main animator. What do they call that? Animation director, I guess you could say, but he had a different job title there anyway. So he worked for Leica, who made Coraline and Paranorman, Box Trolls, which, and then they put it back around with Kubo and the Two Strings. And Travis Knight directed Kubo and the Two Strings as well as being the main animator. So Bumblebee is his second film as director. And boy, does it pay off all that animation directing he's done. Turns out, if you get someone who's really good at directing animation, they can transfer those skills over to directing animation. I've had this discussion before on this channel, but, even live action movies these days, there's a lot of animation. And so here comes Travis Knight. Here he comes. Hey guys, I'm Travis Knight. I'm here to direct Bumblebee. Firstly, let's maybe pull the camera out a bit. So back it away. You know what else we're not going to do? Slow motion. Fuck that shit. Turns out if you just pull the camera back a bit, you don't need to slow it down. You can just have it go a regular pace, and it'll still look really good. Like, way better than it would in slow motion. There are shots with, Haley Steinfeld plays the main character. She is the main character, by the way. It says Bumblebee in the title, but I mean, this movie's really about her. In the same way that E.T. is about Elliot. You know what I mean? Bumblebee is a character, obviously. He is the main character, yes. But the film really revolves around how he impacts Charlie's life. That's the name of the character that Haley Steinfeld plays. And it's about their relationship of a girl and her robot. But yeah, there's scenes, right? There's a scene where she's running, right? this perspective here. So it's like looking up, and she's running, and behind her, you can see Bumblebee fighting another. I'm not gonna say the names of them, but he's fighting a Decepticon. I'll tell you that. And with the 3 characters in frame, 2 of them giant robots, you can tell what's happening at all times. It's pretty crazy. A lot of humor in the movie, which I enjoyed. The movie's set in the 80s, so a ton of 80s music. And it's not like... There's a couple of songs that are like, oh, of course, that's an 80s song. But there's a ton of songs that are just like, you wouldn't have it in most 80s movies. A lot of the Smiths, for example. A lot of times when people make 80s movies, they have like 80s pop music. And it's great! So many songs in this movie. At one point, I did say to myself, maybe just cut it back a bit. Maybe doesn't need to. Look, we get it. It's in the 80s. You don't have to keep playing 80s music. We get it. What isn't good stuff? My only real complaint about this movie. Wow. John Cena. The Rock would have been better. I'm sure there are. If you want to put a wrestler in the movie, I'm sure there are other ones that would have been better. But every scene with John Cena just had me rolling my eyes. He's not great at delivering lines, and honestly, the lines they give him aren't great. So it's just double badness. And that's it. That's the one big issue I had with the movie is, I mean, he's in it a decent amount, and it's sad. It bums me the fuck out that he's in it so much, because without him, this movie, I think, would be pretty perfect. It's really fucking good, you guys. I like Transformers, but I was never huge into the show. I liked the animated movie. They said shit in it, so that was like, wow. I can't believe that they're saying shit in an animated movie. That's crazy. And I like the toys, because, that's the main thing with Transformers is the toys. You seen this guy? And I got an Optimus up here from the first movie. Corvette Bumblebee. So yeah, I have a passing fondness for Transformers, but I'm not like a crazy super fan. So when I tell you that this is a fucking good movie, it really doesn't have much to do with the Transformers part of it. But also as a passing fan of the Transformers series, the Transformers parts are really fucking good. So Bumblebee gets a badass. It's so good. It's so good. There is cheese. There is cheesiness. There is a part at the end that had me going, oh, of course. You'll know it when you see it. But I can't fault it for that, because everything before it was just so good. So go see Bumblebee. Even if you don't like Transformers, if you like E.T. or The Iron Giant, it's very reminiscent of those movies. So if you like those movies, go see Bumblebee. Those are my thoughts on Bumblebee. What did you think of Bumblebee? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Let us know in the comments below. But seriously, please don't put John Cena in anything ever again. Thank you.